Perfect. There you go. Okay. All right. Hey guys, how are you today?
We're good.
Excellent. So today's lesson is on values and the political spectrum. Don't worry if you don't understand it now. We'll kind of talk about it later. And so what I want to do is just kind of introduce the topics of. If you kind of look at these two pictures over here, can you see them clearly?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So just take a look at them. Don't have to say anything. All right. Okay. So today's goals and objectives for the lesson. The main goal. This is for like a 90-minute lesson, but the main goal is to connect your values to the political spectrum and create a platform. The three objectives that we are going to be doing today are students at the end of this short lesson, students will be able to make a list of 2 of their most important personal values and give a reason for each. And the next objective is to be able to differentiate between personal, cultural, and political values. And the last one is for you guys to be able to generate a list of at least 2 values that is connected to a specific political position. Actually, today though, we'll only cover these 2 objectives. Do you have any questions on clarity? No? Okay.
Not yet.
So let me just ask you, when I say, actually we don't need this. Okay. So when I say the word value, what are some words that come to your mind? Or if you don't know that, like what are some words that you just feel are connected to it?
Words or phrases?
Words or phrases, okay. Both are okay. Like if I say values, what pops into your mind?
Things that you live by, like sort of like rules. Things we want to achieve.
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah.
The camera should hear me,
Right, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? When I say values, what do you think?
Things we want to achieve.
Okay.
We want to reach.
Okay. Anything to add? Or?
Just things to live by, like rules. Like your own rules.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, things to achieve and I guess rules to live by. So what I want to do is I want to play a video. And while the video is playing, I want you to think of these 3 questions. So he'll mention the answers in this video. So I want you to kind of just pay attention and then discuss the questions after. It's about a 2-minute video. Okay?
Okay.
Your values are the standards of behaviour and ways of doing things that you think are correct in the way you live and work. When your actions and decisions align with your values, then you show others that you have integrity. You become a good role model, and you experience peace of mind because you're confident you're doing the right thing. When you act in a way that goes against your values, you can feel unhappy and bad about yourself. You can make mistakes, and you may find yourself behaving unethically. You'll have noticed different people have different values, and these often determine the things they do in life. For example, a life-saving surgeon will have different values from a respected musician who will have different values from an award-winning designer. So do you know what your values are? To identify them, start by thinking of times when you were happiest. What were you doing? Why were you so happy? Next, remember times when you were really proud of yourself. Why did you feel proud? Then think about times when you felt really fulfilled and satisfied with what you were doing. What need or desire did you meet in these situations? Once you've thought about why these situations are so memorable, make a list of the values that led to these outcomes. These can be values like honesty, openness, success, creativity, or self-reliance. Or they could be any of hundreds of other equally worthwhile values. You might end up with a long list, and that's fine. You need to focus on the values that best define you. So your next step is to prioritize these values and identify the 4 or 5 you think are most important to you. This can be a challenging step, so give yourself some time to really think about which of these are most meaningful. By doing this, you take an important step towards living a happier,
You don't get it, it's fine.
less stressed life. Now read the article that accompanies this video to find out more about identifying and living by your values. The article also includes a list of more than 100 values to help you decide which ones are most important.
Okay, so he just kind of wraps it up. So, I mean, what do you think? According to him, I know there's a lot of talk, but you guys mentioned some of it, some of your interpretation of values. You mentioned achievement and a set of rules to live by. But what do you think he's saying when he mentions what are personal values? What is he talking about?
He says what makes you happy, right?
Right.
Like what? So I guess like
Mhm.
when you live, I don't know, like when you live by values, you're happy. Or something
Right.
like that.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's kind of what he was saying. And I think he also talked about how you wanted to kind of behave or your actions, right? And I think that's what the second one.
Oh yeah.
Why is that important then for your behavior and actions to connect with your values? Like, what did he? So you kind of answered it. Like, if they don't connect with your values, how do you feel?
I won't be happy.
Yeah.
I
Right.
won't feel proud of myself.
Right, exactly. And so, what are some examples of values that he gives? I mean, he gives a whole list, right? What are some examples that were up there?
Honesty,
Right.
integrity. I don't know. It was there.
Success, creativity,
Right, okay, so-
self-reliance.
Right, all of these, right? So, all of these are values, right? That he gave. And, okay, so what I want you guys to do now is you have this piece of paper, and I think he mentioned in the video about how to come up with some of your important values, right? And I think he said you had to reflect on what made you the most
Sad. Is it happy?
happy, you're the happiest,
Proudest,
proudest, and the most
fulfilled.
fulfilling, right? So I want you guys to kind of just think back to a time where you felt like super happy, super proud, and super fulfilling. And these things can all connect together, right? So happiness is connected to being proud and being fulfilled. So think about if you could just write like maybe a sentence on one thing that you can kind of remember that you were most proud of or happiest or something like that, if you don't mind. Okay.
Just one thing.
Yeah, I mean you can do one or two. Because this will help you in finding out some of the values you have. Yeah, you can work together. No problem.
I don't understand how thinking of when you're happy helps you find your values.
Well, I mean, I
It
think.
means you're doing the thing you feel like
I
you should
like
do.
see if like
Mhm.
I got into my major,
Right,
I'm happy.
right.
But which of my value system is connected to that
That's exactly it.
success?
It could be.
But everyone wants success, so everyone can have the same values.
Ah,
Right?
you'd be surprised. I mean, you know, it depends how you define it too, right? But
Okay,
some
success.
people, and the thing with values is, right, do we have more than one?
No, we had a lot.
We have a lot. And
And the inner
which
share and-
values take more importance than other values, right? So just think about those kind of happiest times and fulfilling and I think proudest times. Okay. Yeah. All right.
This is a nice pen.
Okay. All right. So you guys kind of wrote something down. So yeah, just kind of share it with each other.
Oh, I wrote values down.
Oh, okay. Can you remember though a time where
Yeah.
you definitely
Okay.
connected to that?
I wrote empathy and altruism.
Mm-hmm.
So tutoring underprivileged children.
Mhm.
Right? Going to those made me very fulfilled
Okay.
because I was able to empathize with them.
Mhm.
At the same time, I was able to like sort of provide some assistance,
Okay.
and like that kind of interaction makes me
Right.
like connects with my values
Okay.
of like empathy and
Right.
and giving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about you? What were some moments that you felt super proud or fulfilled in your life?
First of all, the first one I put is getting to my major. Getting into my major.
Okay.
And then the second one I put is having a conversation with my parents.
Okay. How does
So,
how does that make you feel?
Talking to my parents sometimes feels like I can show them what I have done
Right.
after so many years of their parenting.
Right. Right.
their
Exactly.
patience.
right. Right. So you can actually show them and demonstrate something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to give you guys this list, and if you could pick out just, connecting back to those moments. You mentioned empathy a bit, and then you mentioned showing your parents what you've accomplished. Maybe pick out 2 of those from the list that you think are important to you. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to look at the whole thing, but pick 2 that really jump out at you.
Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. I should,
I have
next
this
time I'll
idea.
probably
No,
reduce the list. Right.
I wanna like circle a couple.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, circle 4.
Okay.
Circle the 4 that you think are most important, or that at least jump out to you at this time.
It's too many.
Yeah.
I wanna pick all.
I don't know, they all look pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we have a lot of them, but this one is, I want you to really go for the important ones for you, that you think are the most important. And if you have any questions about words that you might not understand, just let me know. Okay, do you have a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good then. Okay, so all I want you to do then, with each other, not to me,
Okay.
I just want you to discuss why you picked those 2 or 3 values and why they're super important to you. So why don't you start off, Lucas, by, I guess, telling Songjin what values you picked.
Consistency, humility, and self-reliance. I don't know. Consistency is something that helps a person to stick to their goals.
Okay.
You know.
So sticking to something is pretty important.
Yeah.
Okay. What about?
Oh, okay. I pick selflessness. It connects with my belief of giving more than receiving. As corny as it might sound.
No, I know.
But it,
yeah, right.
It drives my
Okay.
my goals.
Okay.
So like one of the reasons why I want to study what I study is to eventually do something that makes people live better in a way.
Okay.
So thinking about others
Okay.
drives like what I want to do. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. We'll just stop there. Thanks, guys. And I'll just.
You're already the